Welcome back to Learn SKN, and today we have an economics video for you. We're looking at the May-June 2021, so the previous exam cycle 2021. We're looking at that paper 2 for economics, and so we're going to start looking at number 1. But before we do, you know what to do to the channel: like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share this stuff so that the channel can grow even further. All right, so on to number 1 of this paper. So today we are going to be looking at the May-June 2021 paper 2, number 1. And number 1 reads: define each of the following terms. And we have the law of demand, and then we have the law of supply. So define each of the following terms. The law of demand states that all things remaining equal, ceteris paribus means all things remaining equal, when the price of a good goes down, the demand for that good goes up. When the price for that good goes down, the demand for that good goes up, right? And you can even say from the reverse: when the price, all things remaining equal, when the quantity demanded, when the price of that good goes up, then the quantity demanded falls. So whichever way you choose to put it, we are still talking about the price and the quantity demanded moving in an opposite direction, right? So we have it here on the slides. Law of demand. The law of demand states that other things equal, ceteris paribus, the quantity demanded of goods fall when the price of the goods rises. Now there's a law of supply. Very similar to the law of supply. The law of supply states that other things equal, the quantity supplied of goods rises when the price of the goods rises. So the quantity supplied of the goods rises when the price of the goods rises. So let's go down to number 1B. Identify 2 determinants of supply. Identify 2 determinants of supply. So we have the price of the good itself. We have the price of factors of production, as someone said before. So these are the determinants of supply. You can choose any 2. The price of the good itself, the factor of production, technology, taxes and subsidies, number of sellers, price of other goods, and the weather, especially in the case of agriculture. So again, they only ask for us to identify them. Just 2 marks, not to go in depth, so that's all we're going to do for now. C for question 1. Explain 4 determinants of demand. So now we see here, now they're asking us to explain the determinants now, but for demand. Alright, so let's go. Let's look at it. Let's look at the farm. Let's look at it. You have a lot to choose from. So, explain 4 determinants of demand. And so they say explain is 8 marks. So you know, you outline 4, you get 2 marks each. So let's go. 1, the price of the good itself, right? The price of the good itself. If the price of the good is above a certain amount that you don't expect, if it's high, you're not going to buy it. If it's low, you're going to buy it. Simple as that. So your demand will increase if the price is low, and your demand will decrease if the price is high. That's 1. A change in population. As Paris said, a change in population. If the population increases, demand goes up naturally. If the population decreases, demand goes down. And a key thing I expected to hear first was income. A change in your income. If you get a raise in pay, your demand for goods will increase. If you get a cut in pay, your demand will decrease. So your income can determine your demand. Your personal taste and fashion. If you don't like something, you're not going to buy it. If you like something, you're going to buy it. As simple as that. If you like something, it's in style, you like it, you're going to demand more of that product. If you don't like it, if it's old-fashioned to you, out of style, you're going to demand less for that product. So that's your personal taste coming into play there. Then we have season. You have different seasons during the year. Some people have summer, autumn, winter, spring. And so your demand for certain things would change based on the season. Your demand for warm clothing would increase in the winter, decrease in the summer. So seasonal factors. Even for certain things that you eat. For example, turkey, demand come high for turkey down in the year. Demand for eggs go way up down in the year, and everybody baking the Christmas, this, the Thanksgiving, that. And so the season. The price of other goods, so we have substitutes and substitutes and complements. So the price of other goods can determine your demand for certain goods. Substitutes, if the price of one good goes up and the substitute is cheaper, then you will swap. You'll substitute. For example, if the price of Coke goes up, you buy more of Pepsi and less of Coke. If the price of margarine goes up, you put in some butter instead. Butter is cheaper, and so that will determine the demand. Complements, things that go well together, goods that go well together. If, for example, milk and cereal, if the price of milk goes up, then your demand for cereal might go down, right? So once it matches each other, complements each other. Then we have expectation of future price changes. For example, if you normally frequent the store and you know every month and they have sale, then your demand at the time will decrease, but as the sale time come, your demand for that thing will increase, right? So those are some determinants of demand. And if you want a more succinct version list, you have consumer income, price of related goods, your taste, expectations, number of buyers. Easy 4 or 5 to remember right off the bat. So that's it for that particular question. All right, we have to number 1D. A small shop reduces the price of vanilla ice cream from 80 cents to 70 cents last month. As a result, the quantity of chocolate ice cream demanded decreased from 120 to 100. Calculate the cross elasticity of demand between vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream. Okay, so this is the formula for cross elasticity of demand, and so it's percentage change in demand of the other good over percentage change in price of one good. So it's two different goods here. So in this case, we are looking at vanilla. So we're going to put vanilla and chocolate. So we're looking at the percentage change in demand for chocolate, which is here. It moved from 120. So we're going to put chocolate here. Right? So chocolate. Percentage change in demand for chocolate right there. Percentage change in price for vanilla. So you're going to put vanilla right there. That's a V. So that's our formula for the cross elasticity of demand for between vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream. So let's now work out the change in demand. And so we have it right here. We're looking at chocolate. 120 was first, and then it dropped to 100. So because of the change in price of vanilla, the demand for chocolate ice cream dropped. And so it was 120 at first, and then it went down to 100. So let's work out the percentage change in demand. So it will be, so you have the new one now, is 100. And then we have the old one, which is 120. And then you'll divide that by the, I'm not going to do that just yet. So you find out what we're going on here. So you're going to be equal, so the change is 20. It's going to be negative, but negative simply means that the demand fell. So it's negative, it fell. So after you find that part, you now have to divide this by the whole. Right? You have to divide this by the whole. And the whole was 120. The whole demand was 120. And so if we divide 20 by 120, we get times 100, times 100 over 1. Let me make sure put that 1. Times 100.
The new demand from the old demand? Or the old the new demand?
Take the old demand from the new demand. right?
Oh, okay,
So then
okay.
the old one from the new one. So the old was 120, and you take it from the new one. So in some cases, it might be up, it might be down. But in this case, it's obvious it decreased. So it's going to be a negative, right? It could be going to be a negative, quite decreased. So times 100 over 1, and that should give us the, how you rate this, 16.6, right? That should be it. It's in percent. So that's the bottom part we just found. That's the top part we just found, right? The top part we just found. So that would be 16.6%. Time to find the bottom part now. So time to find the percentage change in price. So when you come over here, and so the old was 80, the new is 70 cents. So forgive the drawing, please. 70 minus 0.80, and we'll get a negative again. Don't worry about that. So with that, you take that now, and you divide it by the whole, and then you times it by 100. So you divide it by the whole, which is 0.80 times 100 over 1, and you're gonna get 12.5%, right? And then you plug that under here, so that's 12.5. The percent doesn't even matter at this point. And then when you do the maths, you should get 1.33. You'll get 1.328 something by just rounding up, and so we get 1.33. Right? You get 1.33. So you just round up as close as you can, but you might throw you off in the end, but they'll give the mark for that one still. Just go as close as back. So that's the answer. So that's the coefficient right there. So that's the answer, right? That's the answer right there. That's the coefficient. Now, this has implications for the second part of the question. The answer is 1.33. This has implications for the second part of the question. It asks, second part asks us, vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream are related goods. Identify the relationship between these two goods and give a reason for your answer. Now remember that in the one above, they told us that the price of vanilla ice cream fell from 80 cents to 70 cents. And then the quantity demanded for chocolate ice cream also decreased, right? And so if you're thinking about it logically, Saturday Spartacus, what if the price of both ice creams were the same, and then the price of the vanilla decrease, and you see a decrease in demand for the chocolate? Now what that's telling us is that persons are now going to buy more vanilla and less chocolate. So what does this say about the relationship? The fact that the price went down and the demand for the other good went down, they're moving in the same direction. And so the relationship between the, you can tell it is a positive relationship, because as one went down, so did the other one. So it's a positive relationship. So if we go back to our notes, we know that once there's a positive relationship between two goods like that, more than likely those goods are substitutes. And logically, if you're thinking about it, all of them are ice cream, chocolate and vanilla. So the 20 persons just went and substitute the vanilla for the chocolate, the vanilla for the chocolate. So they just switch over to the cheaper one. So that's one way of looking at it. So it's a positive relationship, and they are substitute, and you can tell that because the price went down and the demand also went down. They move in the same direction. But easier still is to go back to the coefficient we found above, the 1.33, and as you can see, it's positive because it was negative 16.6, divided by negative 12.5. So it's two negatives. When you divide that, you get a positive number. And once the coefficient is positive in cross elasticity, then that is a substitute. If the coefficient was negative, it would have been a complement. But because the coefficient is positive, we know that these two goods have a positive relationship and they are substitutes because the coefficient is positive and also the movement was in the same direction. Price went down, demand went down, and so we know that they are substitutes with their positive relationship. And so that would be the answer for that last one right there. So you answer it just like that, you get your easy 2 marks. There's a reason why they only showed 2 marks for that one. And so as you can see that this coefficient was positive, both of these were negative. I should have put in a negative, but yeah, they were negative. And when you do the maths, they become a positive. And once it's a positive, it's telling us that these two goods are substitute. So that's it for number 1 for the May-June 2021 Economics Paper 2. That's it for number 1. Of course, stay tuned to the channel for number 2, 3, 4. And you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and keep following the channel, share the content. You can now look at we have a playlist with a lot of lectures from economics. We have a playlist with past papers from economics. So feel free to browse those playlists and learn the content here on Learn SKN. Alright, that's it.